Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Diablo 3. We're playing with the Necromancer. And we are back in the Highlands crossing. Gonna look for the Cutter Staff today. Before that, let's go over a couple of new skills that we got at the end of last episode that I forgot to look at. Revive gained a new rune called Purgatory. Revived minions degenerate back into a usable corpse at the end of their duration. So this seems interesting because we can of course keep our minions up more reliably that way. So we're gonna experiment with that. Golem now has a bone golem option. The golem becomes a tornado of bone, carrying all nearby enemies to the targeted location, stuns them for 2 seconds and deals 2000% weapon damage as physical over the duration. So this is the first golem that actually looks slightly interesting. So let's try it out and see. No, it's been a while since we basically got the golem. That's the last time we actually used it. So let's give the golem a shot. Looks pretty cool. All covered in bone. Okay, so we should be able to keep those minions with us more or less indefinitely. The corpses we gain from the mages, they become nice skeletal warriors. I have to keep in mind though, we have to revive the proper corpses. Okay, we'll just set up camp here, shall we? Yeah, we will. And revive some corpses. Let me count up. Okay, let's take a small step backwards here. Exactly. Let's revive some more corpses. And down we go.
I need essence.
Oh, and I forget that we could use the bone golem. So next time we're surrounded, let's see what we can do with the bone golem. Okay, bone golem, you. Okay, that's pretty cool. Definitely works to move a number of foes quite far away, and it deals some damage to them.
Though New Tristram and the fields surrounding it have been resettled over the years, the Highlands remain empty save for the crumbling ruins of Leoric's old outposts. The king built more than one watchtower in his paranoia, but now they cannot even ward away goatmen and wild beasts. A tragedy, really.
Okay, and there we are, back at 10 revives. Now moving from fight to fight, you do have to keep casting the revives over and over again and just corralling the corpses. Okay, let's make small adjustments. Well, as useful as the golem ability is, I much prefer having an army of skeletons around me. So that way we now have 10 of these revives that we can carry about. Also reminds me, if we go for the extended servitude, they last 25% longer. So we now got revives that last for 19 seconds plus another 25%. So that comes down to 23.5 or something along those lines. 23 3/4, something in that order of magnitude. We gain just under 5 seconds extra. So the Cave of the Moon Clan. Nope, that's not what we're looking for. And then we of course have our mages as well. That gets us another potential 10 minions. So that's 27 minions that we have running around at the same time. This is becoming an army. It's an army that has some issues. staying intact, but on the other hand, hey, they're undead. They fall apart. That's what undead do.
My essence is too low.
Okay, so currently Blood Siphon is part of our sustain stack. It helps us regain health while we're channeling it. But it is not the most efficient way to generate the essence that we need in order to keep our skeletal army up. So I'm actually going to switch back to bone spikes. And let's see what is going to be more useful. Let's try the bone spikes with frost, because I don't think we've tried it yet. So, revive our army. And then a reflect. Well, good thing is we have minions to do most of the work for us.
This world can abide you no longer.
I don't think I want to be standing in place much. Okay, minions, please tank for me. It's the auto-targeting behavior of the, I think the second rune of Bone Spikes was very nice. The quality of life of not having to particularly focus on all the little minions in a battlefield that is as busy as this one. Definitely makes that the clear winner to me for this particular setup. So let's swap back and go with the bone pillars. Oh, we gained a level. So easy to overlook that. Leech, what did you get? Blood Flask. Whenever a cursed enemy dies, your potion cooldown is reduced by 1 second. Must admit, it's been a long time since I actually drank that potion. Because if you're drinking potions, you put yourself into situations that you shouldn't have been in. Enemies within 10 yards are feared for 2 seconds when Bone Spirit detonates. It also turns into poison. So then it becomes a little bit more of a crowd control thing. But yeah, Bone Spirits, it was awesome in Diablo 2. And I think it's a waste of a skill slot in Diablo 3. It's neat concept that it requires corpses, but it has a cooldown, and bleh. It was a nice spammy skill. And it's no longer. There we are. Let's just minions, please help me. Okay, so that got us the staff, so that is one objective completed. Also, we need more minions. I've been slumming about without my revives. That's just bad. Okay, let's move over here.
The staff is ours on passage. Castle Darkers!
Okay. They sound angry. Mages shooting to the other side of the barricade instead of on the thing that is right in front of us is maybe not the best of idea in the world, but well. They are undead, can't fault them for not really having a brain. On the other hand, if we just put up 10 mages here, can we revive things there? I think we might be able to. Yeah, I think we got 10 revives and I don't see any of them here. So this is one big melee brawl. That's interesting. I mean, our primary attack we can actually use over there. And we can put up a bunch of mages over here. Shoot there and then revive to just fill this up. We actually got a massacre going in a fight we can't see, but
I have long waited for this
Much
knowledge.
fun as it is to abuse things like that, let's just push forward and actually play the game more as it was meant to be. As in, actually shooting foes that can shoot back at you. Okay, we gained another level, which means more skills. Oh, I keep forgetting to curse our foes. Well, as a Necromancer, you're never really in need of anything to do. Just keeping everything that's going on in a fight under control definitely requires your full attention. Oh no, is this a trap? It is a trap. Didn't see that one coming. And okay, they are shooting on to whatever is on the other side. Those bone mages are very interesting. They shoot at things they shouldn't. They do more damage than basically any other skill that you have. I would not be surprised if in the next patch the bone mages got nerfed a bit, so that it maybe would, you know, respect line of sight. That would not be a weird thing. Because right now, they are very powerful. Okay, let's just curse them a little bit. First dude will just be the one that gets all the skeletons in his face. One of the nice things, of course, of the curses lasting for, was it 30 seconds? Yeah, 30 seconds. Is that you can just cast it once on some side characters and then mostly forget about it. Haha, I think I teleported out of the trap. And then I walked straight into the next one. Hey. But that's porn. Cool. Hey. Let's have a look at the skills since we have a relatively quiet place now. So, Revive Purgatory is actually nice because it does help you sustain your revives. For Devour, we now got a Devouring Aura. Becomes an aura that consumes all corpses within 15 yards to restore 11 essence per corpse instead of the 10 that you get normally, but 15 yards instead of 60. So that is a big change. The range of this effect is increased by 50% of your gold pickup radius. So this is nice. So once again, we switch. I wanna try this because I did like the effect. Oh wait, I liked Satiated. I don't really like the base effect of the virus. So sure, fine, but this is basically just helping you get more essence while you're walking. Oh, they actually have a faint outline of the aura. That is nice. But for a mage build like this, if you have Devour on auto pickup and every time you get a corpse you get 11 essence, then basically whenever we cast Skeletal Mage, we get 2 mages which turn into 2 corpses, which turns into 22 essence. So in effect we only use up 18 essence for casting the mages. This would maybe make it a bit more automatable. So we got Land of the Dead. I mentioned this one before. All corpse kills can be used at will for 10 seconds, so presumably they don't require a corpse, but yeah, not really what I want because I don't like skills with a very long cooldown. Spreading Malediction. Receive a 1% damage bonus for each enemy afflicted by one of your curses. And the interesting thing is that curses could stack. That is something I heard or read somewhere. I think it was Riker who mentioned that. So if you combine that with the Grim Scythe, the Cursed Scythe, because that has a 15% chance to inflict foes with a random curse, so that will allow you to apply curses. Then we have Eternal Torment. Curses last forever. And if you combine that with spreading Malediction, then you could potentially just by attacking things, you can apply 3 different curses to all the foes and get a very nice stacking damage bonus. So curses do sound like you could make a build out of it without having to fill up your entire skill bar with curses. So if you do that, of course, spreading Malediction doesn't require any support, and it is going to be an interesting thing by itself. Yeah, if you're no longer generating as much essence, then we could maybe get away with not having the bone spikes anymore. And just go back to the power shift. So this playthrough, I'm definitely doing things very differently from what I normally do, is where I start out with the idea of a build and then I want to see just how far I can push the idea of that specific build. But in this case, I do have my let's just summon a lot of minions as a fallback thing, but I am experimenting with a lot of things, and I'm just trying to mention as many ideas for skill combinations as possible.
The local Khazra tribes have become a serious threat. They attack caravans and are moving into areas where they haven't been seen before. We need you to take care of this problem for us. We'll pay 25 gold pieces for every Khazra head you bring back.
Kill all the Khazra. Okay, and we're back up to 10. Hello there, tree. I think we need more mages. Checkpoint. Ah, yes. I think there was a book over there.
Mistress, it is my pleasure to report that I have broken the prisoners from Wortham. Words have flowed from their mouths like blood from a wound. Our summoners can retrieve the weapon at your command, and the enemy shall be none the wiser.
Okay, so in this case, keeping our essence up is much easier than it was in before, but not getting the life bonus from Devour, yeah, I'm not entirely happy with it. So I'm just gonna go back to my good old favorite Satiated and have a look at what we got from leveling once again. Freezing Grasp. The target of your command is frozen for 3 seconds. Skeleton's damage turns to cold. So we go from gaining life when we sick our skeletons on them to just simply freezing mobs. And this is basically only limited by the amount of essence we have. So this is pretty potent if we manage our essence right. Though I just gave up the essence generating aura. So we'll see how it goes for reals. Frailty. Aura of Frailty becomes an aura that curses all enemies within 15 yards. Hey, wait. I've seen that one before. Range of this aura is increased by 50% of your gold pickup radius. Interesting. Do the other ones have an aura version as well? No, actually it's just Frailty. But of course the base effect is only that you only need to reduce mobs by 85% of their health, and the last 15% you get for free. So yeah, again, it's nice, but if you're playing a curse focused melee build, then that's probably nice, because then you don't have to think about it. But in this case, not really useful. Let's see, bone armor gains something new, limited immunity. Your armor absorbs all incoming damage and grants immunity to all control impairing effects, but only lasts for 5 seconds. And it has a cooldown, 45 seconds. So that completely changes how bone armor works, and it becomes a I can't die button. Okay, fair. It's a panic button rather than a background thing. Okay, so for now we'll just experiment with what we have. Let's put our minions back up. Yes, of course, we can consume all the corpses now.
Fear me!
And then, once again, we summon our armor. Yeah, and then using Devour regularly, it simply replenishes our essence as well.
They call to their allies.
Oh, hello there, cultists. You are electrified and you have a thunderstorm. I think I need more mages to battle that. Okay, so in terms of rhythm of casting your skills.
That should put an end to it.
An incredible feat.
You have mages that when they die they leave a corpse. And you can use corpses to get yourself more essence and to keep your life maxed out. So a nice thing to do is to simply max out your mages, or basically keep casting mages until your essence is gone. And then after that you simply use your Devourer to get your essence back up. And then you can just max out your mage count again. And then devour corpses after that to get your essence back up.
The haunted manor. Of course they'd be drawn here.
Okay. And we have most of our essence back again from the mages falling apart. Let's grab a Frenzy Shrine. And get our mages back up. And if you keep summoning new mages, then the old ones will get replaced, of course, with the new ones having a full cooldown timer and the old ones not.
There are forces arrayed against us that are stronger than we ever.
So even while fighting, if you're maxed out on mages and you have the essence to spare, you can cycle through it a little bit.
We shall set things right. That is all you need to know.
I think there was always a second pack, so I'm just currently looking for those. Apparently there was only one pack here today. That means we go in and we explore Leoric Manor. Ah yes. It's an ambush. But not the way they expected it to be.
This world can abide you no longer.
Yeah, the mages are definitely the interesting force, and if you combine it with Devour in order to help you sustain both your life and your essence, then in fights like that, keeping up your army of mages is pretty doable. And of course, especially in the fights where there are a lot of enemies that will die and leave corpses, then of course you have a net positive in essence that you get from just killing all the additional corpses. If not, then using your primary attack to restore the essence works pretty well.
There is a new piece to the game. A girl named Leah. My spies tell me she is the child of the witch Adria, who is hiding in the deserts of Chaldeum. Bring this news to the Master at once.
Stopped a bit because we're getting close to the next
She's
bit, which
unstoppable.
has dialogue.
No mortal could slaughter our brethren with such ease.
Then die well. Lord Belial will reward your sacrifice.
She is here.
Your arrogance knows no bounds.
Delay her while I prepare her demise in the depths below.
Oh yeah, we actually had skeletons that we could use to freeze something. I completely forgot about that
Never
one.
shut up.
Focusing on mages all the time. And there we find...
Did horrible things to us.
Peace will come soon. Have they brought in a new prisoner?
Yes, the man with the golden eyes. I saw Magda take him into Leoric's old torture chambers below us.
I see.
Okay. Then we have a waypoint here. And another convenient point to end this episode. Let's have a quick look at the gear that we found. Was there anything in here that's an improvement? But this is an actual scythe. If we compare this without paying attention to what's in the socket, so because that basically will just transfer, then we will gain some toughness and some recovery, and we lose a little bit of damage. But the modifiers marked with the yellow goldish diamond in front of it are not accounted for in these stat changes. So the chance to do 11% damage, area damage on hit, that's part of the area damage that, no, if you do it, you also always have a 20% chance to do it, and that's to enemies within 10 yards. So this would actually grant us some of that. So, no, that is a potential boost in damage, especially in larger fights. Bonus to maximum essence, which is pretty nice because it just helps us sustain abilities a bit longer. And a chance to fear on hit. So I think this might actually be worth picking up. Also because then we're actually using a scythe, which is thematically awesome. And potentially we could try out Dark Reaping for the first time because we actually have a weapon to sustain it. So we'll pick that one up and we just need to get this one out. Some blue items, yellow items. Ooh. Better boots. All stats are better, and bone spear damage, which we don't use, gets replaced with skeletal mage damage, which we do use. So that is a net win. A Templar relic, which increases the Templar's damage, so
Excellent.
that's good. And a damage bonus to Grim Scythe to replace our life regen? I don't think so. But with that, I am gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time when we enter the halls of agony. Bye bye.